know to want rock that well. You's a top girl. Me and you together is a rock that.
So, word on the street is that JayZ is not a happy camper right now. And if you're familiar with JayZ, you know that when he's mad, it's serious business, heads tend to roll. It's like waking up a sleeping lion. You don't want to be on the receiving end of that roar. And what's got him in this state? Well, the grapevine is buzzing with talk about his wife, Beyonce. You know how fiercely protective JayZ is of his queen, right? He doesn't mess around when it comes to her. Now, the Carters, they're all about keeping their private life private. Any hint of drama, and they're quick to shut it down, like it never happened. But this time, it seems things are different. It looks like JayZ's not content with just sweeping things under the rug. There's this rumor swirling around about some leaked footage involving Beyonce, and it's got JayZ seeing red. It's got him on a warpath, reportedly ready to unleash some serious consequences on anyone involved. It's messy, real messy. They say JayZ's not holding back, and that those allegedly involved in the leaked footage are already feeling the heat, with their careers potentially on the line. JayZ's not messing around when it comes to protecting his queen, and it seems like he's pulling out all the stops to shut this down. So, what's the deal with this leaked footage? Let's dive in. First off, let's rewind the tape and talk about this legendary video that's been making waves for ages. You know the one I'm talking about? Beyonce and Terrence Howard. Fans can't get enough of it, even after all these years. Picture this, Beyonce giving Terrence a K performance, and Terrence looking like he's under some sort of spell. And get this, she was already with JayZ at the time. Yeah, this happened way back, like 19 years ago. So Destiny's Child slayed the stage with Cater to You at the BET Awards 2005. The girls were on fire, dressed to the nines in elegant nude brown dresses that hugged every curve. Now, here's where things get juicy. The girls were looking for 3 lucky dudes to join them on stage for a little catering special. And who does Beyonce pick? None other than Terrence Howard, who happened to be sitting right next to her parents. At first, Howard was all smiles, but as the performance went on, his expression shifted. He looked like he was enchanted or something. But here's the thing, even after all this time, people are still chatting about the insane chemistry between Beyonce and Terrence. Some folks even go as far as saying they could have been a power couple if it weren't for JayZ in the picture. You know, not everyone's on board with JayZ and Beyonce as a duo. After that jaw-dropping performance, fans were shipping Beyonce and Terrence hard. Rumors started swirling about a possible fling between them during that time, and apparently JayZ wasn't too thrilled about it. Word on the street is that he made some moves to mess with Terrence's career afterward. And wouldn't you know it, things started going downhill for Terrence from there. Back in the early 2000s, he was on the brink of being the next big leading man. I mean, his Oscar-winning performance in Crash had everyone thinking he was about to take over Hollywood. Now zoom in on 2008. Terrence steps into the Marvel Universe with Iron Man as Rhodey, and he's raking in that sweet cash, holding down a side gig while being the highest paid actor in the movie. But wait, fast forward to 2010 and bam, Don Cheadle swoops in as Rhodey in the Iron Man sequel. The plot thickens. Rumor has it Terrence got hit with a massive pay cut offer, like slashing it by 50% to 80% for Iron Man 2. But here's where things get interesting. Did he turn down the offer himself, or was there some behind-the-scenes drama, maybe even involving the influence of JayZ? Entertainment Weekly spilled some piping hot tea back in the day, suggesting Terrence might have had a bit of a temper issue, being a handful on set. Now, Terrence Howard would go ahead and state that he's retiring to let new talent through and to save the planet.
This is the end for me. There's some better actors out there that can do things that I was never able to do. And that's what I've gotten to.
But folks ain't buying it. Nope, they're side-eyeing him real hard and pointing fingers at none other than JayZ. But wait, there's more. Enter Shawn Paul, another name that supposedly got tangled up in JayZ's web just because he allegedly got cozy with Beyonce. It's like JayZ had a radar for anyone even remotely connected to his queen, and he wasn't having it. Rumor has it things got a bit icy between them after they shot the music video for their hit Baby Boy separately.
There, the night before the video shoot, I was told I'm not in any scene with her, which to me at the time, the way I was thinking about the video was totally different. I thought we were gonna kind of act something out.
Shawn Paul himself decided to set the record straight on why he stopped performing Baby Boy with Beyonce and whether there was any truth to those juicy rumors. During an interview with the Daily Beast, he spilled the beans on some of his favorite collaborations. First up, Busta Rhymes, because let's be real, who wouldn't want to work with Busta? Shawn Paul talked about feeling like he leveled up musically by teaming up for tracks like Gimme the Light and Make It Clap. Then there's Rihanna, who he bonded with over their shared love for Jamaica during a tour, but when the topic of Beyonce came up, Shawn kept it real. He admitted they didn't exactly hang out, but he had mad respect for her music and, let's face it, her stunning looks. So when Queen Bey reached out for a collab, Shawn was all in. He thought they were going to drop an R&B vibe, but it ended up being a dance hall banger. Despite the track's massive success, Shawn Paul revealed he only got to perform it with Beyonce 3 times, and that kind of bummed him out. So while chatting about the whole performance dynamic, Shawn Paul dropped some real talk. He mentioned how some of his longtime crew suddenly became fans after just 3 performances with Beyonce, which kind of blew his mind. He recalled one of those gigs being at Reggae Sunfest during the 2003 Rock the Mic tour. Now, Queen Bey wasn't on the tour every day, but she'd pop in on certain dates to do her thing, usually belting out Crazy in Love with JayZ. But here's where things take a weird turn. The second time Shawn and Beyonce were set to perform together, things got funky real quick. Shawn was in LA doing his thing when he got word they were gonna link up for Baby Boy. So he rushes over, the crowd goes wild, but then something feels off. Despite him giving it his all, he couldn't feel the energy from the crowd, and that's when it hit him. Someone had messed with his mic. Backstage, his own crew was fuming, telling him they couldn't hear a word he was saying out there. Basically, his mic got straight up sabotaged. Now, the first time it happened, Shawn brushed it off as a glitch, but when it happened again, yeah, he knew something fishy was going on. Shawn had another performance lined up with Beyonce, this time in Scotland for an MTV event. They did the whole rehearsal thing. Everything seemed smooth sailing. The plan was for Shawn to pop up from under the stage, join Beyonce at this big center stage surrounded by fire. Sounds pretty epic, right? Well, here's where things went left. When it was Shawn's turn to spit his verse, the track went all wonky, looping the same part over and over. Shawn's there like, what's the deal here? And that was the moment it clicked for him. Someone was trying to mess with his shine. Now here's where it gets juicy. Apparently, after this debacle, Beyonce decided to confront Shawn about those pesky dating rumors because it was starting to mess with her rep. But Shawn's like, hold up, I knew Jay before you and we were cool, so maybe me and him should chat first. But Beyonce's team wasn't having it. They made it crystal clear they weren't going to be working with Shawn anymore. Then there's the VMAs debacle. Beyonce tells Shawn they're going to rehearse for their performance, but then the day before the big show, Shawn overhears someone else rehearsing Baby Boy. And surprise, surprise, when they check with the label, they're hit with the news. Beyonce's flying solo for the performance. For Shawn, it was not only awkward, but downright humiliating, especially having to sit through the show with his wife and other celebs asking why he wasn't up there. And when Shawn finally clocked that there was some serious sabotage going on, he decided to cut his losses and bounce. Lesson learned. You don't mess with JayZ when it comes to Beyonce. All right, before we dive into the other guys Beyonce has allegedly being close to, let's touch on the JayZ and Beyonce partnership. You know, some folks out there label their marriage as toxic, claiming JayZ must have been pulling the strings since Beyonce was a youngin'. Let's rewind to the year 2000. Not much details about how they first met, but Beyonce spilled the beans that it happened when she was just 18. Picture this. They're sitting next to each other on a plane, both at the 2000 MTV Spring Break Music Festival. JayZ even dropped a reference to that moment in one of his songs. In the song Everything Is Love, he sings, "We played it cool at the pool of the Cancun VMA. Confidence you exude, make the fools stay away. Fate had me sitting next to you on the plane, and I knew straight away." So maybe it was a bit of love at first sight, but hold up. They didn't spill the relationship tea until 4 years later at the MTV Video Music Awards. Maybe they waited those 4 years to let Beyonce age a bit before making it public, because some folks side-eye the fact that JayZ got involved with her when she was 18, and he's a solid 12 years older. While their 12-year age gap might not be such a big deal for many couples, but the fact that they first met when she was a fresh 18-year-old and he was 30 puts a pretty hefty, weird stamp on their relationship. Age stuff aside, some folks have been pointing out the power dynamics right from the get-go. Beyonce was already a big deal, but JayZ was this industry heavyweight with way more power and influence. This mix of age and power has got people questioning how consensual and ethical their relationship was at the start. All right, fast forward a bit. After 4 years of public dating in 2008, bam, secret wedding ceremony. We didn't even know they were engaged, let alone tying the knot. And as much as we'd love a perfect love story, reality's a bit messier. You've probably heard the scoop JayZ's famous for cheating on Beyonce. In 2012, after Blue Ivy came into the scene 2 years later, it's trouble in paradise after that infamous elevator showdown between Solange and JayZ. Lots of folks thought the whole drama hinted at Jay possibly stepping out on Beyonce. In the footage, you see Solange going off on the rapper, hitting and kicking him while what looks like a security guy tries to keep her in check. And at one time, Beyonce steps in to play referee between her husband and sister. Things got so heated that when they hopped in the elevator, it went from 0 to 100 real quick. It's a pretty intense moment. 10 days after the incident, the trio released a joint statement addressing the drama, saying, "As a result of the public release of the elevator security footage from Monday, May 5th, there has been a great deal of speculation about what triggered the unfortunate incident. But the most important thing is that our family has worked through it," they said in a statement to the Associated Press. Jay and Solange each assume their share of responsibility for what has occurred. They both acknowledge their role in this private matter that has played out in the public. They both have apologized to each other, and we have moved forward as a united family. The statement continued, "The reports of Solange being intoxicated or displaying erratic behavior throughout that evening are simply false. At the end of the day, families have problems and we're no different. We love each other, and above all, we are family. We've put this behind us and hope everyone else will do the same. But let's be real. We've seen family spats, but nothing quite like this. Anybody else witnessed family drama that hit this level?" So by 2016, Beyonce's fans were already getting the vibe that something's up in her and JayZ's world, especially after that elevator drama with Solange. Then comes the bombshell. Beyonce drops her album Lemonade. Now 2 songs, Hold Up and Sorry, start pointing fingers at JayZ for possibly straying. She's throwing lines like, "He only wants me when I'm not there. He better call Becky with the good hair." And oh boy, the Beyhive went into detective mode trying to figure out who this Becky was. Turns out it's more of a name for all the women in general, not just one specific person. Rumors about Beyonce and JayZ's rocky marriage had been swirling since 2014, and the gossip kept going strong in 2015 and 2016. Then, bam, we get this album with all these lyrics, and it's like a spotlight on the cracks in their relationship. Enter Rachel Roy, the ex-wife of JayZ's former friend and business partner Damon Dash, posting stuff on Instagram that had people thinking it was a nod to Beyonce. She said, "Good hair, don't care, but we will take good lighting for selfies or self-truths." And just like that, people went on the attack thinking she's the infamous Becky. Beyonce fans flooded her socials with bee and lemon emojis, and let's just say you don't want to be on the wrong side when it comes to the Beyhive. Rachel was definitely feeling the heat. It's like walking into the lion's den with that crowd. Also, some eagle-eyed internet sleuths dug up some receipts suggesting that JayZ was allegedly dating Foxy Brown when she was just a tender 15 years old, all while promising her the Hollywood dream. Sound familiar? Yeah, kinda like what Diddy allegedly did with Cassie when she was barely 19. And adding fuel to the fire, blogger Storm Monroe chimed in, hinting at some major exposés in the works. But that's not all. There were also rumors flying around that JayZ got Foxy Brown to sign some super secret agreements after a supposed steamy encounter involving her, Jamie Foxx, and JayZ. Yeah, a rumored threesome. But hold on, it gets crazier. Right after this alleged rendezvous, a supposed video of the whole thing mysteriously disappeared from Foxy's spot. Now, some folks are side-eyeing JayZ, thinking he might have had a hand in making that tape vanish into thin air. And let's not forget that they crossed paths when Foxy was just 15, and JayZ was 27. Yeah, sounds a bit sketchy, right? Later on, Foxy signed up with Def Jam, and that's when the rumors started swirling about some romantic thing between her and JayZ. Although Foxy's shutting that down, saying it's all about the music, nothing else. Still, a 27-year-old dude rolling with a 15-year-old girl, that's got people raising eyebrows for sure. JayZ kept bringing Foxy on stage during his tours while she was still in her teens, giving off major deja vu vibes from the Aaliyah and R. Kelly drama. Always seen together, hitting the same parties, you know the drill. People couldn't help but wonder if there was more to Jay and Foxy's connection than meets the eye. Alright, let's rewind to 96 when Foxy Brown and JayZ dropped Ain't No N, sparking the beginning of their K musical duo. Foxy brought the fire with her fearless lyrics, perfectly blending with JayZ's smooth and powerful vibe. It wasn't just a career boost, it laid the foundation for their tag team brilliance. But wait, they didn't stop there. In 97, they hit us with I'll Be, solidifying their status as a rap dream team. The magic between Foxy and JayZ was undeniable, creating this K combo of lyrics, beats, and a shared passion for their craft. But then, things take a turning point in Foxy's career. So, she was all set to drop Black Roses, but then, bam, Hearing Loss threw a curveball. The album got shelved, and her career got a big ol' question mark. Whispers started about JayZ not vibing with how things were going, hinting at a possible label detour. The Black Roses hype eventually got canceled, shaking up their collaboration journey. Fast forward to May 2007, and Black Hand Entertainment steps up. They're managing Foxy Brown now. Black Rose Entertainment with Coke Records handling distribution. Big career pivot, right? A fresh path for her artistic vision. Unfortunately, though, things took a bit of a nosedive. Now, the big question is, why did her career take a nosedive despite having JayZ in her corner? She's super talented, and she's always spoken highly of Jay. You'd think he would have pulled some strings to keep her in the game, right? It's not surprising that many folks believe that after Jay was done with Foxy, he just let her fade into the background. Rumors are that as Foxy started growing up, getting wiser, and realized how messed up her relationship with JayZ was, she no longer felt cool being JayZ's little secret playpen. That's when things went south. JayZ not only ended things with her personally, but also professionally. He stopped collaborating with her, and to add insult to injury, he blacklisted her in the industry. Now, according to Storm, once the industry powers that be are done with Diddy, JayZ's next in line to face the music. He's hinting at some shady stuff Jay allegedly got into over the years that the public isn't going to be too thrilled about. He also talked about JayZ's past collaborations with R. Kelly and how good PR and a tight grip on the industry can work wonders in keeping skeletons firmly locked in the closet.
After they are done with Diddy, JayZ is up next to be exposed, right? For some reason, y'all like to conveniently forget what age Foxy Brown was when he was with her. Y'all like to forget that he was rolling with R. Kelly and they was doing a lot of things together.
And let's not forget how Beyonce's alleged former bodyguard, Uncle Ron, went all out on TikTok, dropping some wild allegations about the power couple. Now, who's this Uncle Ron guy, you ask? He used to be a bodyguard for a bunch of celebs, and there are some pics floating around of him with Beyonce. But the deets on their personal relationship are a bit hazy. Anyhow, he's making some bold claims, like saying JayZ and Beyonce secretly schemed to mess up R&B artist Carrie Hilson's career after she said something about Queen Bey. Then, he hits with the bombshell. He's claiming JayZ's been and controlling Beyonce for years, saying their relationship is more business than romance.
Your relationship was a business relationship, financial, to get to the top, to become billionaires. But I say, man, yeah, Beyonce's on. She's been on them for a long time, and you keep her that way.
Now, he didn't really come with the receipts, just a bunch of words. However, if it was just him spinning this tale about Beyonce being on, you might brush it off. But guess what? He's not flying solo on this one. Cultural commentator Jaguar Wright jumped into the mix, straight up calling JayZ a monster who's got Beyonce drugged up to control her. Now, I gotta say, some fans have got some PTSD from the whole Britney situation, where celebrities end up with everyone and their cousin controlling their lives. And to add a twist to the plot, there's this viral clip of Beyonce looking kinda dead-eyed and swaying at a basketball game with JayZ. People were throwing around ideas that she might be on something or just super exhausted. The swaying wasn't exactly a good look. Maybe it's some kind of who knows. All right, now on to some of the other guys Beyonce has allegedly been linked to. Back when Destiny's Child was making waves, they bumped into NSYNC quite a bit at those swanky entertainment events. And word on the street was that Beyonce and Justin Timberlake might have shared a steamy moment or two at one of those star-studded soirees. But hold up, because there's more. Remember the 2000 MTV VMA Awards? Beyonce and Sisqó showed up twinning in matching outfits, sparking rumors about their super close bond. They were practically inseparable, fueling speculation about just how tight they really were. And then there's Marques Houston. They go way back, like back to their teenage days before the fame train took off. Rumor had it they might have been more than just buddies, especially since Marques saw Beyonce's star quality early on and wanted to team up with her. But according to him, they were strictly friends. Guess we'll never really know for sure. Oh, and let's not forget Pharrell Williams. Seems like they were pretty smitten with each other for a while there. Looks like Queen Bey had her fair share of love interests. Now, some folks might be wondering if JayZ's such a piece of work. Why hasn't Beyonce kicked him to the curb? I mean, she's a powerhouse in her own right, right? There's this whole rumor mill churning about JayZ battling some serious demons with the bottle, and whispers floating around that Beyonce might be walking on eggshells around him in case things turn physical. Remember that time JayZ let his anger get the best of him? Back in '99, during Q-Tip's release party, he got into it with producer producer Lance Rivera, and things got real ugly real quick. JayZ pulled out an 8-inch knife and stabbed the guy. His bodyguards even joined in, beating the producer with champagne bottles until the cops showed up. Jay pleaded guilty, got bailed out at $50,000, and spent 3 years on probation. So yeah, that kind of history can make you think twice. It's all pretty wild, but I'd love to hear your take on it. Drop your thoughts in the comments and catch you in the next video.